This podcast is brought to you by Independent Building Advice. IBA acknowledges traditional owners of the land and waters this podcast is recorded on. If you find this episode helpful, follow us for more so we can continue putting out free value for all homeowners in Australia. It really goes a long way. Enjoy the episode.
Today's podcast, we are talking about something that should be super exciting for most people, and that is you build a house, you renovate, you extend your home, and then you want to take it to the next level. You want to give that extra interior design flair to make it amazing. This could be wallpaper, this could be paint styles, this could be Microcement. You know, all this stuff we're going to talk about with the best person for it we can think of is Mark Hunt from Prestige Interiors. Thank you for coming to the podcast.
Thank you for having me here.
Awesome, mate. So you've been doing this for 30 years. You've been painting, styling, all sorts of stuff. Can you walk us through your background history?
Started at 16. 16. So I'm 50 next year. So
Happy birthday for next year. Yeah.
Elbows are gone.
Yeah.
Gone. So we now got people that work for us and help that process because I'm getting a bit older.
So you started off painting when you were 16?
Yeah, apprenticeship at 16. And then at 19, I moved on subcontracting, travelling around. Thought I was going to be working at Buckingham Palace. So I applied for a job there.
Wow.
Because I like wallpaper installation. So I was like, I'm going to apply for seen a job in the paper.
Yeah.
Applied, and I was just too young.
Well, I like their wallpaper too, don't they?
Oh,
right.
Yeah, a lot of Sandersons and all these beautiful. So I was just fascinated by that because it was such a wow factor. I was like, I want to get there, but too young, so.
Yeah, amazing.
Maybe a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's a long time. So how many walls do you reckon you've painted in your career?
Oh, millions.
Yeah.
Millions, thousands.
Mate, fair few. Yeah, absolutely.
Meters.
Yeah. Do you, in that time frame, you've seen lots of trends come and go?
Yeah, you've gone from plain walls to a feature paint wall.
Yeah.
To obviously the new stuff, the Microcement, the wallpapers, now paneling, stuff like that. A lot of
the VJ paneling sort of style things.
Yeah, a lot of things. It's all about cost effectiveness to the clients, but a lot of it's generally paint.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, picking out a colour.
The right decision with paint can absolutely affect the whole feel of a home, and the reverse is also true. In a negative, that you get that paint wrong, and oh my gosh!
I mean, look, if you've got children or you've got a busy household, pets, whatever, you're going to want to put a low sheen or something that's a little bit wipeable.
Yeah,
there is other products out there. I won't say the brand names, but some of them they've got Teflon in, so that's why the dirt doesn't stick.
Yeah,
I find them hard to work with. I find that you can still get a normal low sheen for a cheaper price.
Yeah, and
it will do the same thing. Obviously, nothing's scrubbable. You're not going to sit there.
Yeah.
But it will help you. And some houses I've seen done in flats. So what you would put on your ceilings, they've had that on the walls.
Yeah, and how does it look?
Oh, well, that's the nightmare if you've got kids.
Yeah. The mistake of doing. Yeah.
So it's not wipeable.
Yeah.
It hides defects. So if you've got a bad plasterer, you're hiding those defects, the blemishes in the wall, especially with natural light.
Yeah.
So,
but you got the other things there. It's not designed for that.
You could probably touch that up a bit easier, but. Yeah.
If you don't know what you want to do, if you don't know what you're doing, you got to find out the hard way.
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked about it on a previous podcast. We've made the whole house pink because it was white with the sample had a bit of salmon in it, but we didn't realise. It looked white on the card. So then when we painted the whole house, on the last wall of the last room of the last coat, we checked it out, went to the house and the painter was painting going, and we went, mate, you've used the wrong paint. It was a white. He goes, no, it was a white with a bit of pink. But as the painter went, I don't know. I didn't know if I should say something to you, but I thought you might have chosen it, so I didn't want to offend you. So I just went, cool, but that's what you want. And we went, okay, how much do we have to pay you to repaint this whole house? It was a nightmare. So it's good to get...
A cost you didn't want, but...
No, but it's good to get the right advice up front. It's worth
I mean, look, you can get samples. I recommend getting people to get them on a piece of gyprock.
Yeah.
Just paint the gyprock with a bit of white undercoat, whatever, and then get your colour.
Yeah.
Paint that on there, 2 coats.
Yeah.
Not with a brush because you'll have big, thick brush marks, just a little roller.
Yeah.
4 mil thick. Take it, let it dry, take it around the house, take it in your house, wherever you're staying if you're not built, put it in a different light. Yeah. Put it in a corner, put it in the sunlight, and you'll see
the differences.
Yeah, and then there's variations from quarters, full strength, halves.
Yeah.
You just kind of go from there, but you don't want any more than 3.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to open up Pandora's box of, I don't like this, I like this one, and then you use too much. So I recommend 3 to a client. Say, get 3 samples, we'll do this.
Yeah.
And that saves so much more hassle down the line, like you've just said.
Absolutely, and narrow down your options as well. You don't want to get it's I mean, how many types of white are there? Like 5,000 different types of white.
Yeah, especially if it's vivid white, it's 4 coats, and that's no, we're not using that.
Yeah, it's brutal, absolutely. But let's talk about wallpaper, because wallpaper is so exciting. You did the wallpaper here in the office here, which is amazing, and love it. And there's so many options you've got out there. But first of all, wallpaper isn't the same as it was in the 70s, is it?
No.
Walk us through why it's different. It's a lot better these days.
I think the manufacturing for a start, the technology, printing. Sometimes some of the older papers are still the same with the screen printing where they imprint it on. A lot of it's digitally printed, and that's a non-woven paper. So when you apply that on the wall, if you do want to remove that, you can peel the face off and then wet the backing, and that will just come off. Whereas the old days, it wasn't like that. It wasn't compounded together. Yeah, it was like made totally. I don't know how they technically.
It was really hard to get off. You had a paint scraper and kill you all.
Fear factor's still there in people that are like, I don't want paper because this is.
Yeah, we get that a lot. Yeah.
So now a lot of papers. I think William Morris, a couple of the other older ones, you paste the paper still.
Yeah.
You allow it to soak and then you install it. Remember, you got to keep that time of soaking it from exactly the same at each length, else you'll get. The pattern starts to lose a little bit as you go down the wall.
Because matching up the different strips. So how do you apply it? What's the process?
So we use an adhesive, but most of our papers are you paste the wall.
Yeah.
You paste the wall and then...
You mean like glue the wall, you mean?
Yeah, glue the wall, cut it in like you're painting, roll the adhesive on the wall. You don't leave it too long, else it will dry out. And then we use a laser level, because what I've noticed, the old school way, which is a plumb bob, or if you were a spirit level and you were using a pencil and you come down with your pencil, that can bleed through. So as you put your second piece on and you're joining them together, you can sometimes see the pencil coming through the paper.
Yeah.
I've learned that through experience. Yeah. DIYers or someone that's, we'll put paper up, they wouldn't know that.
Yeah, okay.
So if you get a green laser, not a red, because greens is better in the light, even if there's sun.
Okay, yeah, wow. Yeah.
Get that laser with your tripod's level, your laser's level, there's nothing more accurate.
Yeah, wow.
And then from that particular bit there, boom, you're away.
Well, we've got a coursing chart in here, and that's millimetre perfect. They did the same thing with the levels and the whole thing, because you got to be perfect with that.
We use minimal pencil now because I find that some of the surfaces, I don't know if it's because the adhesive is on the wall and it has to then soak into the wall.
Yeah.
Does that then allow the pencil to come out? I'm not too sure on the technical.
But it does. So
I just try to eliminate that kind of thing now by just
because the more seamless it looks, the better. I mean, you're seeing your line, you're going to ignore the wallpaper to see the line.
I mean, a lot of papers we use, you will never ever find the seam.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, in here, like people go, "Is that one piece?" Like we actually had people comment. They go, "Is that one piece of wallpaper?" We go, no. You can sort of see it.
And a lot of people now, like the painting we've got behind us, you could buy a mural, like that, and frame it, and it's probably cheaper than buying a piece of art.
Yeah, wow.
You just get a piece of MDF and you frame it, whatever, bit of marine ply, whatever, you just boom.
So you can do any image, really?
Yeah. If it's not copyrighted, we try and get it printed here in WA.
Yeah.
So we've got a guy that prints that for us to your particular size, height, width, whatever. Even, I think we did one for a company, it was a mining company, and their logo, their founder, we did one for them in Forestdale, all the way up their staircase, and then in their office. And then there are other departments over east, Victoria, Melbourne, or whatever. We supply it to them, so they've got an installer over there.
So you could have like a massive life-size picture of even waist up of me on the wall like that in that room. I think that's a good idea. What do you think, Riley? That's great. Yeah, okay, we might get that.
One of the greatest things I think is if you had an apartment and you had a window facing the ocean with the sunset, and you wanted to have another view on the other side, and you had a flat wall. You could go onto an apartment with that window, take a photo, get it printed, and have it on the other wall, so it would look like you've got a 360 thing.
That is awesome. The apartment. That is awesome.
And hopefully we're waiting now, but we're trying to get one that goes directly in bathrooms. Yep. So in the shower, on the floor.
Oh, waterproof.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Straight over tiles.
Yep.
everything. So we're just waiting for, there's 1,500 designs, so we're just waiting for more. But I think that'll be
That's
massive
amazing.
changer.
I really love them in areas where you don't expect them. So like I when people are doing sculleries now these days off the kitchen, I just love it when you go and you just go wild, you go some crazy sort of thing, you go, oh wow, this is amazing.
Powder rooms are a massive thing.
Great one, yeah.
You know, you got your 1,200 high tiles, 1,400 whatever, and then you walk in, you open the door, and it's boom.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
it's got this beautiful top, like paper that runs all the way around seamlessly.
Yeah, magic, and you can go crazy if you want.
Yeah, and that's a massive thing. If it's not just a feature wall, like we said about paint, being just painted, it's either a feature wall in the master bedroom, headboard.
Yeah,
and I'm very pedantic. So if somebody's got a bed head,
you're very what?
Pedantic.
Pedantic. Sorry.
So if I'm doing a feature wall and I'll say to them, what's the size of your bed head? You know, it's 1,500. I want that paper to sit exactly perfect. So when that goes back, it's all, or a TV or something on the wall, it's got to look symmetrical.
Well, I think a recess, whenever you do a recess, it's screaming for, because it's just a feature you're not sort of thinking about it. It's just something different. It gives a bit of your personality.
Yeah, I mean, look, we did a house in Cottesloe, which is now up for sale, and it won the Master Painters and Decorators Painting Award last year.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It's a beautiful house. And then she calls us back, I want to put some paper in.
Yeah.
Both the boys' rooms and the office.
Yeah.
And then the house was absolutely stunning. And then you put the paper on and you realise it looks even better. How is that possible?
Yeah.
And honestly, it's absolutely stunning.
Amazing.
And just for that little bit of wow factor.
So what are you looking at? Price, obviously prices vary. What are you looking at? What's the ballpark idea of what people should allow for full wallpaper?
Oh, look, you're going to be paying between $50 to $60 a square metre for install.
Yep.
Because we not only supply it, but we offer the installation.
Yeah.
So we're like a microwave. That's where we run our business. So you would call the wife, Danielle, or myself. She would come out, give a home consult.
Yeah.
Talk you through, have a rough idea of what you want. From that point there, she could order it, measure it, and then if they want, they go through us, and then they're dealing with one person.
Yes.
Because time is so precious.
Yeah, magic. Yeah.
They don't want to go through a list of installers who are all busy.
Yeah.
And then if something does go wrong, which never does really.
One phone call.
Yeah, it's just one phone call, whereas you've got to chase this guy who did it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more of a guarantee.
The best way to get hold of you guys?
You can either go on Instagram, Prestige Interiors WA, or Prestige Decorating, and on there will be all the contact, and that's also online as well.
Yeah, magic.
So
yeah, beautiful. And then you come out to the house, have a look at it, and then do a measure and go from there. See, for that kind of money though, it's such a wow thing because you're not doing the whole house wallpaper. Well,
no,
I guess you could if you wanted to, but you're doing a feature. It's bang, here's just a little taste, and it's just you can go really subtle, which I really like. I like just the subtle. Like, oh wow, take a second look, or you can go bold. Really,
look, we've got Gucci papers.
Yeah,
we've put that in the awards for this year.
Yeah.
In Subiaco.
Yeah.
And that's a Gucci powder room.
Oh, wow.
Very expensive paper, and it looks pretty cool.
It's Gucci.
And then on the chimney breast, just above the fireplace, and into the shelving, that's all Gucci as well. And then you got Ralph Lauren's, and you got all the stuff from America, like Philip Jeffries. And then you got the traditional, like William Morris, and all the softer ones. But there is some really affordable papers as well.
So what's some cool ideas that people should think about at home that you've seen, and that ways to use the wallpaper in different ways?
So when you think about hotels, you think about 90%, probably a little bit more, of main hotels are full of wallpaper. You won't realise it till you go. And now I've told you, you'll realise it. So hallways, and they're so much more maintenance free because they're a vinyl.
Oh, so you don't get the wear and tear.
Yeah, so bed heads generally, corridor walls, main entrances, they're generally vinyl. They're a wider vinyl, so it's probably a metre wide.
Yeah.
And they will be PVA, maybe not PVA, but vinyl coated so that when it comes to wear and tear, it just needs a wipe.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas if it was painted, can you imagine the upkeep, maintenance, and a big
especially
hotel?
The flooring gets wear and tear the whole thing.
So I tell that to people that have got kids, dogs. If you had a corridor, you could have the vinyl sort of seamless thing going through. But then the option of people want the French wash and the Limewash. We also get paper that looks exactly like that.
Walk us through what they are for people at home.
What, the Limewash?
Both of them, though.
Yeah, so Limewash is an old school thing, which obviously looks like lime. So you apply the base coat on, and then which is a lime-proof primer, and then you use a certain brush, which is maybe not hog's hair now, but a smaller bristled brush, and you literally go in a crow's nest sort of shape.
Yeah.
And then you can overlay it, and then you can. It's a bit arty. You can put extra little bits in. You generally don't go back on it until it's dry, but you can make it look a bit cloudy.
Yeah.
It looks a bit.
You can do any colour though, can't you? Or does it have to be Limewash?
Within reason, yeah. I think there's Porters and there's probably Bauwerk, which is a WA company.
Yeah.
And you'll only really go off what they've got.
Yeah.
Because of the way they make that product. And then the French wash is using a like a cheesecloth rag.
Okay.
Which is obviously come from French. And
how's it? French wash was interesting. Yeah.
I did one in Netherlands, and it was a wine cellar. And you put the...
That'd be a cool place to put it.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's like a greyish colour. So you put the background colour on first, which then allows the French wash to go on top. And then as you do that, you kind of pad it with the rag.
Yeah, wow.
And then that creates this wash effect.
Yeah.
So it's quite messy. You're going to be gloved up, and you've got to mask all the areas around if you're not doing those areas.
Yeah, but you got to just pick the right spot for it.
But that's labour intense.
Yeah.
So then you come back to the question of paper, because you could get the same effect in wallpaper.
Yeah.
Maybe the costs are very similar, but it's not as labour intensive. If you've got a shorter time frame on the project, okay, we need this guy and he's got to put this lime. I want Limewash, and it's like, oh, that's going to take this long. Whereas if it was paper, it wouldn't.
But if you've got an existing house and you've got an existing wall, is it hard to do the Limewash on that wall, or do you have to, or in the French wash, or do you have to?
It's probably better because you get that authentic.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know what I mean? So some people have got some like. So the 1930s houses have that little texture on the wall.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a renovation, you've got that. It kind of looks pretty cool.
Yeah, okay.
You still got to put the primers on there.
Yeah.
To get the surface sort of ready, but yeah. And then the paper's not really the right choice because you've got a bad surface.
But that's sort of where you come into it. Where you go, hey guys, for you, I think this will.
Yeah, that advice, and that's where they contact us, because you've got to talk about the right advice and try and save their money. It's not about, we're going to make money out of these people. It's about give them the right advice.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because we take pride in what we do. And
if you give people what they want, they'll give you what you want.
We want to put things into awards. We want people to be proud of like what they've got, and it be an award-winning house or whatever.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, amazing. So speaking of the vinyl, that if you have wallpaper in a kitchen as a splashback, how does that work? Is that with the cleaning and stuff? Is that an option, or
you could have normal wallpaper as long as you're not going to drench that surface.
Yeah.
I've done bathrooms just above the showers. You know, they're probably 200 mil around. I've not really had any problems. The glue we use is pretty good.
Yeah.
That is something about preparation anyway. So,
but
I would recommend a vinyl if you were doing like a splashback in a kitchen directly or a bathroom, it's directly behind the sink.
Yeah.
I would
go vinyl.
Yeah. There used to be a coating that you could put on them. I don't know if you can get it in Australia, but it used to be almost like a varnish.
Yeah, okay.
And you could
get lacquer it.
You used to put it in pubs to stop the Coca-Cola and the wine going on, and it used to be, I don't know if it comes in a matte finish though, so you change the sheen level.
Yeah.
So
are people going with wallpaper, just jumping back to that, are people going like very simple and basically they're going bold? What are people sort of doing these days?
I think people are generally going a bit crazy because I think it brings out that character. It's such a personal thing.
Yeah.
Like when my wife goes there and she's giving them a consult, some of these people are like, they're just so flamboyant. They just didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then, this is a beautiful design, and you see some of these murals. I mean, I did one for a lady in an office and we put a rose all the way across the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
In a sort of a recessed Cofoed ceiling.
Yeah.
Because she just sat there and she was just looking at it. And it was maybe that's her little alter ego there. Like it just brings out a little bit of flamboyance.
This is limited by your imagination.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Because I think it's just I think when you see it and you see it in a house, it just levels up that home straight away.
Yeah.
Which is I think, but done strategically. I mean, I've had a display home once where I said, this is back when I was working for a builder. I said I really want that display home to be glamour sort of theme, and they went, hold my beer. And I went, okay, great. I didn't see it until we actually halfway through built the display home. We really needed this display home to pop. I went in there and they had this wallpaper and it was all toucans and in the jungle. And I went, how is that glamorous? Oh, look at these photos. I went, that's not what I was thinking.
Yeah,
which shows you, but tropical glamour. That's not what I was thinking. But not my idea. But and we had mixed responses to it. But at the end of the day, with wallpaper, you can do anything. You just got to make sure you
Yeah, I mean, we do some of the high-end builders that we work for, or one of them's no longer with us, but we still do their papering. But theirs is like classy Italian wallpaper.
Yeah.
It's just above the cabinetry. They spend a lot of money on cabinetry, so just sitting either in a bookshelf, just sitting in the back, just real classy kind of.
Yeah, I love that.
You can see that's expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, it's a bit of class.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be expensive. You can get papers that they look the same. They feel the same, but they're just made in a different way. So they're
because some of them have a texture to it too.
Yeah. Well, you can get a brick one. I think some people put there's a bamboo product, and you could have it and feel of the actual brick.
Oh, really?
But it's embossed. So when you would feel the surface, you not only look at it and think, that like cracked bricks, the warehouse sort of
awesome.
New York loft.
Yeah.
And then you look at it and you think, is that real? And you think, you touch it and you think, it is.
Yeah.
Not till closer inspection, it's a bit spongy, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty.
Well, my friend has actually paid out of me a fair bit. We had a display home again years and years ago, and it was a timber frame display home, but people like brick, so we made a whole wall of brick wallpaper.
Yeah.
And to this day, they go, "Oh, that's that brick home that's not really brick." I went, "Nah, come on, guys, I didn't choose it." But it's amazing what you can do.
You can make a mistake in getting cheap paper.
Yeah.
And I've put some up, and you will never hide the seams. And what will happen is if you were using the brick, for example, and you've got your brick here, and your next one is matching.
Yeah.
By the third sort of length, let's say they're 500. It gets 1500. The brick line won't match up.
Okay.
Because the way that's been printed, it's a cheaper process. So they're probably printing 10, 20 metre, 50 metre rolls.
Yeah.
And then chopping them up ready for packaging. But the print is not that good. So you lose the pattern by a mil.
Yeah. Pay a little bit extra and get the quality.
Pay a little bit extra. Get a professional service. Get a professional installer.
Yeah.
Because, my guys, we've got, 6 guys, 6 of us. So we generally check the wall, check the rolls. And each most important thing is the batch number. So each roll will have, say, the design, and then it will have the code, and in there will be a batch number like 213.
Yeah.
And if they're all the same, you're okay. But if they're not, you could get a shade difference.
Okay.
Because that could have been made Tuesday and one made on Thursday.
Okay,
And there could have been an ink or any discrepancy in the printer.
Yeah.
You're halfway through the wall, and you're
it looks wrong.
What does that look a bit?
And you instantly see it.
And then the cost, so a professional installer would pick that up straight away.
Yeah.
Because you check, every batch number's checked, you put them all aside, and you keep the labels that come inside the roll till the end of the job. So okay, that's all been done the right way.
So, because on your website, people just buy wallpaper. And I saw you selling tools.
Yeah.
And they can just do it at home if they want to.
Yeah.
But they just got to run the risk of make sure you do it right.
Yeah, I mean, look, Danielle's pretty good. You generally send her a message and she'll give you some advice on it.
Yeah.
And I think you can go on YouTube now and all these other places and find how to install it, sort of thing. But it's still better to. If I was, spending thousands on something like a tiler, I would want a professional tiler or a carpenter or electrician, whatever trade it is. Yeah. It's not worth it.
Yeah, the old how hard can it be?
Yeah.
Probably not the best way to do it, especially if it's
100%.
You stuff it up, you've got to pay for it 100%. Twice. Yeah.
And you know what? Everyone's got insurance. Everyone's a professional, you'd hope. And if there's a problem, you call that person and it's dealt with within a week, whatever, a day.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear. I'm definitely going to hire someone for it kind of guy. Now, with the, obviously there's a lot of people using paneling these days, like video paneling, like obviously the wallpaper just complements that really well. Is that where what kind of styles is sort of coming out with the wallpaper these days? Are people doing photos, are doing images, or are they doing for the stripes, like the more authentic sort of thing? Or is there a pattern that people are sort of following? Or
yeah, my wife will probably tell me off because I don't know the names of all the designs because that's her job.
Yeah.
But if there's a wainscoting, with that, and some of those inserts, like the William Morris sort of stuff. I don't know if it's damask, she'll probably tell me off for saying that. Yeah. I don't know, whatever shape they are, these beautiful shapes, they can sometimes sit in the centre of those, so you centralise them in the panels.
Oh, wow.
So if you've got like let's say 600 wide, you'd centralise your 300 and then you'd put that in the middle so that when you walk in,
it's pretty intrinsic.
Yeah, very Hamptons-y kind of thing. Or then you would leave that and then you would do the upper bit, so above the dado.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So you have that 1200 high.
And you could probably use the same paper.
Yeah.
And leave the panels and then do the top.
Very cool.
But the panels, I think, if the panels aren't being papered, you need to use a semi-gloss. So not a full gloss. because when I left the UK 12 years ago nearly, the gloss wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
It was, even the display homes, it was all this satin finish.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Australia and it was like, why are we still using gloss? Especially oil, because I'll give you an example. If you put an oil-based paint inside a pocket sliding door and you slide that door half and half, when you take that door 6 months later or 3 months and you open that door, one half will be white and one half will be yellow because the oil-based paint needs UV.
Yeah, okay.
So the door, pantry doors.
Yep.
Now I've told you, people will look at this and they're like, I'm going to have a look at that.
What's been seen cannot be
unseen.
unseen.
So we use acrylic.
Yeah.
Everything we use is acrylic, apart from the oil-based sealer for the white set.
Yeah.
We try and use acrylic. Not only is it better for the staff, ourselves, and the environment, it's just better. It's just a better finish.
Yeah.
So we generally spray a lot of things as well. But going back to the wainscoting and paneling, if you do that in a semi-gloss enamel, acrylic, fantastic.
Yeah, wow.
And then the paper, it looks just classy. It looks elegant.
Yeah, I think elegant is the word you're looking for.
Exactly how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and then you have like kids, you got a boy and a girl or whatever, they can choose their own own patterns and features for their rooms. I think these days you don't have to have the same colours throughout. You can do different rooms with different themes and styles, stuff like that. So I think again, you're not limited, you're just limited by your imagination, especially when you just print it out and decide what you want to do to make that work. The other one that's really thing to talk about today is Microcement. So we've had clients of ours that went to Greece. And they love that, the grease when you've got the whole
stunning
circular sort of things. It's amazing. There's, plaster everywhere and it's got different arches. And they went, we just want Microcement. And then we went, great, let's get that price for you. It can't be that expensive, can it? And it can be pretty bloody expensive. Walk us through what Microcement is and tell us more about it and applications.
Microcement is generally a powder form of real minute cement. I think it may be lime-based. Some products are different. There's a few products around. The product that we use, we get from Maddington.
Yeah.
It comes from Ibiza in Spain. And it comes in a powder form. And then we add water to that.
Yeah.
And then we tint it. And then we tint it to whatever colour you want. So we do 3 samples again, going back to the samples with the paint.
Yeah.
We do 3 samples. And honestly, you can do any design. You could have it textured like a 70s textured finish, sort of stamp it and then come down. You could rub gold leaf in the centre, and then as long as it's sealed. And the beauty of Microcement is if you were doing a reno and you're just going to change your tapware and your shower screen and your toilet, and you want to keep the structure, the main outlay, we clean it, we mesh it, put the primers on, mesh it, and the products we use is what they put inside swimming pools.
Yeah, okay.
So it's chemical resistant to all the soaps, the soot and everything. Yeah. That's expensive because that's a very labour intense thing.
That's what my clients want to do.
However, if you work out demolition,
Yeah.
Tile removal, all the other stuff, it's more cost effective.
You mean for renovating a bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So
you just go over the top of it.
You go over the top, as long as you've got the fiberglass mesh and you put the primers on, and then the products we use called Pool Chem. So it's a chemical resistant product. So we go for different grades, coarser grade at the beginning.
Yeah, okay.
And then you can literally, you put a non-slip on the floor at the end, so it's because obviously it's wet. In the showers, up the walls, ceilings, do whatever.
Wow, that's good to know actually, because it's
if
a
you've
great
got curve, it looks even better.
Yeah.
So if you build like a curved wall, and you get this Microcement, I don't.
It's got that shine to it too, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, you can put whatever seal you put on. We generally find we add a matte additive to the sealer, so it's not boom shiny.
Yeah.
You can get gloss sealers.
You got to be a scientist to be a painter, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything there is to do with milligrams. So per kilo will be per mil of tint.
Yeah, wow.
So it's very mathematical when you're planning it all. And then, so which is why we do the samples on the back of the sample. We write down the formula.
Yeah.
The client knows, and then they tick that off.
Yeah, gotcha.
And they're happy with it.
So what's the maintenance like on them?
I would say in a bathroom, general cleaning sort of process. But then I would probably, after 2 years, I would probably get the guys back and reseal it.
Yeah, okay.
It will love
it. Every 2 years, or is that
every 2 years? Maybe just check.
Yeah.
Especially in the shower.
Yeah.
Because if you've got your fall, you're going to get a bit of grime like you do with grout lines.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it. There's no grout lines.
And water is a chemical itself, so you got to remember it's chemical and chemical. So eventually it will wear it away. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just within 2 years, you might get 3-4 years. But in my house, we've got it all in the bedroom and stuff. And I every 2 years I will.
Yeah.
I'll just give it a little sand.
Well, you can't not see it. Yeah. Better do it, yeah.
But I don't like, you can go like real heavy textures.
Yeah.
So you get this like volcanic effecty kind of on the surface, so when you feel it. But in the bathroom, I wouldn't have that, because I think you would get grime inside the little pits.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the cleaning.
So I would have that, a little bit of movement, we say.
Yeah.
And then probably not so much of the heavier movements in it.
Yeah, gotcha. So, yeah, because cleaning, I'd say on majority would be easy, but it'd be,
I just wipe it down. Like we've got 3 in the awards for this year's competition.
Yeah, wow.
So one will be range hoods, which is very popular.
Yeah.
Benchtops.
So range hood, you mean around the range hood?
Yeah, so this MDF range hood made, or it can be made out of the same stuff as this table.
Yeah.
And then we literally prime it and we microcement the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Mesh it, whatever.
We're going to grab some photos of this and see what it looks like.
We'll get them on, And then we've done
splashback as well.
Splashback.
Because that's the thing with splashbacks. Like your options aren't that great. A lot of people have the window splashback, a glass splashback, tile splashback, stone splashback. You don't have too many more options than that, really. But the microcement
with
look amazing.
microcement, you can paint in, so you could do your first 2 layers. And then, you see marble, it's got the veins.
Yeah.
You could actually do that on a microcement.
Oh, wow.
If you want it polished, you can polish it all up. Burnish it, it's called. You can even get some marine ply benchtop and then cut out the sink and microcement the whole thing, fit your tapware, and that's it. You don't need a stone benchtop.
That sounds incredibly cheap.
Oh.
No, probably not. But that sounds awesome. That would be amazing.
It's endless. And then there's another product that we tried to get in, which is like, looks like rocks, which is using either polystyrene or MDF.
Yeah.
So you could build this benchtop, like we said, out of marine ply with your drop-in sink, microcement at the top. And the sides, you could use the either MDF blocks, and then you would put this product on that would look like actual rock.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And you cement the same thing on the top.
Oh, wow.
So then you get this kind of like, nobody in the world's ever going to have that because it's a one-off.
Yeah.
But that's...
So you got the stone in the top, is that what you're saying? Like the stone...
Well, the actual top would be microcemented.
Yeah.
And then you could add a bit of veinage,
colour,
a bit of personality. Seal it all, buff it all up. But then the side bits are like your waterfall edges.
Yeah, wow.
You could have like... I always thought of this thing on somebody's stairs. If you did like it looked like a volcano, and then you poured the blue paint or waterfall, and you blew the blue paint would come down, so it would look
like it's poured down.
Yeah. And you just let it run down, let it dry, and then seal it all. It'd be like, what?
Oh, amazing.
But that comes down to money and time and
and vision.
And the guts to say, I'm going to try that.
Yeah. That's why I say vision, because I've said it before. I often go to people's houses and go, wow, these colours look amazing. They've come together. But there's no way in a million years I would pick that in a room, because I don't have the confidence with colour choices. You probably do all day long. Yeah. I can design a house all day long. But when it comes to colours, I go, is that really going to pull it off?
And most people now, it's either Lexicon Quarter.
Yeah.
Casper White Quarter. Yeah. You might get a bit of White Exchange half.
We're talking colours, by the way.
And this is all like so boring. It looks like a dentist's.
Yeah.
It looks nice if you've got a massive open plan house and it's all white and it's the white tones. Yeah. It's nice parquet, sort of like chevron flooring. Yeah. It looks nice, but then just that one little thing of either wallpaper or microcement, just to break it up. Yeah. Or do you just pop it in an alcove there and then a little recess over there or a bench top there, and it's just...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, change everything. Because people, we did a render for a client the other day, and it was white on white on white on white on white. And we went, is this what you want? I went with the addenda and sent it to them, and they went, no, this is a slightly different white, and it's not going to look any different on the render. And then, but that's how it looked. I said, well, add some colour to it. And then we did, and it changed the whole feel of it. And they went, yeah. Because if you're not sure, people go white. But that's too safe.
But it just looks a bit drab and a bit, I don't know. It looks, the word I'm looking for is tired. Yeah. It can look tired pretty quick. Yeah. And it kind of, obviously it gets dirty quick because it's very white. Yeah.
But actually their own, by the way. We're not knocking anyone who's got white everywhere. We're just saying
I mean, look, it does look nice. Yeah. And it's the same as a black door. Yeah. So we've got a lot of clients that want like internal doors in a black satin finish.
Yeah, wow.
Now the problem is, if you've got anything on your hand, like imagine talcum powder or some kind of dust, and you touch the surface, it's game over.
Yeah, because black sticks out like that.
Like the paneling, so like this sort of like paneling here. If that's in black and it's painted,
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's just an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
They look great in a show home, and you're like, "Whoa, I want that."
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just not. If you've got kids, pets, or you're not a handle grabber, you're a door pusher.
Yeah. Well, the best job in the world would have to be interior designer for builders that do display homes, because they'll be like, I can do whatever I want, spend money, and no one has to live about it. The maintenance and functionality comes first. I mean, you got to think about this. And black anything. Anyone who's had a black car before knows how hard it is to make it look clean.
But look at black sinks. I've got a black sink at home, and before we fitted the filters in the water.
Yeah, you got the white calcium.
We live in the northern suburbs, and it is got a ring, probably sitting 100 mil where your water sits.
Yeah.
And that's just eating away.
Yeah, it's the calcium. And people got to be aware of that with black taps, black sinks, things like that. The calcium in the water will have that looking white in no time. And not a lot of people need it, but there should be actually a warning label on these things. But that's a whole other podcast to talk about that kind of stuff. But what other things do you see out there, not even with those areas, but what other trends are you seeing out there with interior design, colours people are choosing? Obviously, arches are really big at the moment with people's homes.
Curves are a massive thing. Internally.
Even in the island bench and that.
Internal swung. So like the Gucci one we did, that was an internal curve.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of that wall, it's the external curve.
Yeah.
And then you get that sort of, when we do a bit of plastering as well, so we did a level 5 finish on there. So
what's the level 5 finish?
Level 5 finish is like the primo plastering.
Yeah.
When the plastering's not the best.
Yeah.
A lot of people will relate to that, especially when the light comes in, you're like, look at that wall.
Well, the sand in Perth has been pretty average,
So we've totally go over that with a Metre trowel and reflush the whole thing.
Just on that, there's a different soil from the UK. I think it is a different, not soil, a mixture from the UK that you use for that plaster, give you a harder plaster set. Is that right?
The multi-finish?
Yeah, that's what
the pink plaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I think they're struggling here for people that can apply that in the right way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think maybe in summer they might have a bit, because it dries pretty quick.
Yeah, okay.
But it goes so strong, like hard.
Yeah, because the cracking thing was a real
issue. That's the biggest problem here is the lime here. If you've not sealed the wall and you paint it, it's game over.
Yeah.
Because that paint's going to come off.
Yeah, and people blame the painter.
Yeah. And then, then you've got the same old problem of like, if the pH level's wrong in the mix, if they don't put enough lime in the plaster, and it's just like,
Because the thing is though, that for builders, especially project builders, speed is king. You have the faster you build, the more profit you've got. And when we say profit, you're not losing money. So ideally you're making money on it. So speed's there. So unfortunately, if you push your builder and people say that at the end, go, we want you to finish on this day, they go, okay. Well, why? If they rush the plastering or they don't do a good job, or the paint doesn't sit there to dry long enough, then that's going to cause you issues.
And we've had a very wet winter.
Oh, I think it's the most rain since.
Yeah, and cold. It was cold a few days. We had that freezing weather, and I think that's not helped this sort of spell of
Texas cold.
Yeah, and if you're doing residential plastering and painting, they're not having the windows open 24 hours. If you're doing like new construction, it can be left open.
Yeah,
there's a lot of air ventilation, and it's drying out quicker, but. Residential, you're getting dehumidifiers and
even with the 7-star that's come in now, a lot of mold's a big issue now going forward. So you've got to be aware because the house can't breathe the way it used to be able to breathe. So curves are obviously a fashion thing at the moment.
Yeah, the panels, the timber panels. So that's quite a cool feature as well.
Yep, normally 1200 high or the full height ones.
I've seen that done on like going up. You see a lot of garage doors with this.
The tower doors. Yeah,
they're pretty cool.
Like, expensive, but
I mean that's using thicker metal, I think, to hold the weight, and the motor's probably different. But
look great though.
Yeah, I'm going up the stairs. I've seen houses with this paneling going all the way up the stairs.
Yeah, magic.
Like a floating staircase as well.
I think it makes it feel warm, and what a lot of our clients say to us, we don't want it to feel like a display home, and I think that's the kind of stuff that makes it feel like personality.
I wouldn't ever fit it horizontal, because I've been to a house with a horizontal and it was full of dust.
Oh, of course.
Because when it's vertical, you don't have that problem. Yeah. You can get in, but when it's all horizontal, you got to somehow get to that top.
Yeah, you got to surface now,
I see all cobwebs, and I was like, this is a nightmare.
Yeah, and someone's going to be on top of that.
My OCD would be right out the window.
Absolutely, a full-time cleaning department, just look at it, yeah.
So got some panels, lots of curved walls, the crazy paving. I've noticed a lot of that.
Yeah,
internally as well, not just outside. Yeah, going into powder rooms.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, the microcement's a massive thing as well, even if it's little subtle walls.
Yeah. So microcement in its application, because obviously if you're doing a new build, you're building with that in mind. Do you have to have a gyprock wall? Can you do it? So can you do a gyprock wall and microcement over that, like a timber frame?
Yeah, same thing.
And brick, yeah. But the pricing of that is really expensive. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, look, you're going to be paying $3.50 a square if you're going on top of tiles, because that's the one with the mesh, the primers and everything else. But if you're doing general houses, it can vary from $2.50 to $2.80 a square.
Yeah.
But if you start having white tints, which we go back to that white houses again, the tints are more expensive because you're adding more white to the product.
Gotcha.
That might be $90 for 500 mil.
Yeah.
And you might be putting 40 mil per kilo.
Yeah, wow.
And you're going to be using kilos of stuff. So then your tint starts getting expensive. So you need to know from the client, do you want white or do you want something else? Because the darker the tint...
Do you have photos of all this on your website?
Yeah.
Yeah, so people can go there and have a look. Yeah.
So dark tints, so if you went for a grey wall, you would use hardly any tint because it's such a strong tint. Yeah. But you want to have it white. Like a lot of people just want like a white room with all the Microcement there, but it's so expensive.
But what when you can polish it, it's almost reflective. Is that the Microcement there?
Yeah, well, you would just buff that. Yeah. You could just buff that up and then you could put a gloss sealer on there if you wanted to. But it's all about the trowels. We've got Bianco trowels, so they don't leave you'll sometimes see on the darker ones, it's called burnishing, so you see the trowel marks. Yeah. But if you use the white, you don't want that.
Yeah, with the burnishing, you got to ask for that. Yeah.
So the trowels we use are a lot more expensive, but I think it's a carbon trowel. Yeah. So you don't get any trowel marks.
Yeah, wow.
And then you got to buff it up. So you got to be so careful because you don't want to get your watch on the wall. But the beauty of Microcement is you can sand it.
Okay.
So you just sand it into shapes, whatever.
You're saying every 2 years you have to. Is that just for the bathrooms you have to reseal it, or is that in general?
I would say professionally, I would probably just go look, especially in the shower. Yeah. Anywhere where you got.
But if it's not in the bathroom, let's say you had a feature wall.
No, I don't think you need to do anything.
Okay. Yeah, magic.
Yeah. I don't think you need to do anything really. I just think anywhere that's using chemicals, and hair shampoo, and over time that is not going to last. Yeah. Nothing in this world's going to last.
No, of course. Rather keep it going and looking good than...
Well, you're paying a lot of money for the product. Like, it's not going to cost you a lot to just get someone in for a day. Just sand it and...
Can you do it outside?
Anywhere.
So it's like a feature wall? Because like a lot of people do stone feature walls. But that could be a cool...
I've got an exposed aggregate driveway. Yeah. And it's in the salt and pepper mix. I don't know if you remember that one. It's like the dark one. Yeah. Everyone goes for the light one now. It looks pretty cool. I can't stand my driveway. It's massive. Yeah. It's a big old driveway. And I spoke to the guy we get the Microcement from. And you can Microcement the drive.
Really?
So what options do you have with exposed? You rip it up.
Yeah.
You paint it, and you still get the stones unless you hone it. Yeah. What else? So we're gonna try and do that. So we'll see.
It's a tax section, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna see. We've got some like stepping stones exposed in the rear of our garden. Yeah. So we're just gonna get normal garage based concrete. Fill in the rest of the area, make a sort of flower bed, and then we're just going to Microcement the whole thing and do a little tester on it.
It'd be pretty amazing because I say to everyone else, if you want to be a billionaire, come up with a better option than what we've got. We've got pavers, which have got ants and weeds and that go through them. You've got limestone, poured limestone, which people say can stay if it's sealed properly. It should be good, but then it's a particular look. It's quite yellow. Then you've got aggregate. Then you've got honed aggregate. Got tiling, I guess, but that's probably not. And then you got the old school just concrete. There's not a lot of options out there, and aggregate's really it, but it's really quite expensive. And if you can get some really rough aggregate with stones that's really sharp, to find another option that's great, that's in between all that.
We call them sock rippers in my house. Yeah. When you get the stone, it rips your socks.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we had that on our fresco we built years ago, and we couldn't even walk on it. And then I had a builder give me a hard time once, saying, mate, you're weak. And then we walked on, you having fun? And he goes, okay, this is pretty rough.
There is another one. We did on liquid limestone. So we went to a Vista, which is a Dulux product. Yeah. And we got involved with the chemist there because I'm really into innovation and new stuff because you can't just stick with the old thing. You've got to keep moving forward. So we wanted a product that was UV stable, chemical resistant, and aesthetically pleasing. Yep. Which is what everybody wants because it was around a swimming pool. Yeah. So we got this grey liquid limestone, which anyone that's got liquid limestone knows that when it rains and after winter, it's full of mossy. It's disgusting. Yeah. Doesn't matter what sealer you put on there, it still appears. Yeah. And I was like, it looks a bit industrial, so let's change it. So we got this product, and I don't know if you've seen the flakes. So it was basically we jet washed it, hydrochloric cleaned it all and everything, and then we put the I think it's called Ember this red ember sort of paint on there, which is a primer.
Yeah.
And then we put the 2-pack Vista coating on, which was called Crisp White. So it brings it back to this modern colour. And then on the final coat, because you're putting the 2 coats on the final coat, we flake it. So you see epoxy coatings in garage floors, you'll see them all on the internet.
Yeah, I know them, yeah.
Same policy.
Yeah.
We decided to do it near Christmas.
But they're very glossy too, yeah.
Yeah, we tried to do it near Christmas, and I don't know what it is in Perth, but it got really windy.
Yeah.
So we ended up using 13 boxes of this stuff, and every time we're flicking these flakes, the wind's taking it everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to vacuum it up because I'm like, it costs so much money.
Yeah.
And then once you flake this surface, the next day you could brush it off.
Yeah.
And then we sealed it with a polyspaticle, I think I might get that wrong, which is what they use on shop floors, which is a gloss finish.
Yeah.
And still to this day, my whole al fresco, my pool, I've got like a little spa that sits above, everything was done in that flake.
Yeah,
and
wow.
it looks like the modern day exposed.
Yeah, awesome.
Almost a little bit honed.
Yeah.
When there was a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So there was an option there because I thought, well, no one's doing this, so what do we do? But it's expensive products and it's very labour intense, like we said. But it was just, I was like, let's try this.
Well, you got to try something different, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I think I've said it before. I think people when they build homes, they're just so busy anyway with their normal lives, let alone researching all this stuff. Getting someone in like you to go, hey, what should we do here?
This is an option.
And then obviously that's not your focus. Your focus is interior and stuff like that. But having someone that's knowledge that go, hey, have you thought of this? No, I hadn't, but that sounds great. To help you on that journey.
Well, look, when you go in somebody's house and somebody's welcoming into their home or their new build, it's very personal.
Yeah.
So you want them to be safe in what they've got, from you, because I think painting and anything of interior stuff or exterior, whatever, is a very personal thing. So if you can resonate with them, and with our company, we've tried to be like, look, we might be one of the best or in that sort of category, but we want you to feel a customer service is priority above anything else.
Absolutely, yeah.
That you will come back.
We're going to help you get what you want.
And then your kids will come to us.
Yeah.
And your kids' will come to us. And generations will keep coming back.
Yeah.
Because you trusted, they're getting what they want. They're paying for what they want. And
that's very smart.
That's why we're always busy.
Yeah.
Because we try and offer that 100% is cream of the crop.
Absolutely. Yeah. But if people don't want to listen to interior design, they want to listen to house music, then they can also listen to your DJ radio thing. So new idea plug for this. So 897 FM, DJ Mark Harvey, you called on that. So you're Mark Hunt, but it's actually Mark Harvey is there. 6 to 9 Saturdays, and it's bi-weekly, is that correct?
Yeah, bi-weekly. So the next show, 27th or whatever it is, and then it will just be...
This will probably come out after that though, but yeah.
So every couple of weeks. There's another guy, Stephen Herbert, we call him Sherbs. He does a Disco Inferno.
Ah, cool.
So he's on one week, I'm on the next.
Yeah.
We are plugging for a Friday, 6 till 8, which I think is perfect.
Start the weekend.
So if anybody wants to go on that website there and keep saying, why is this show not on a Friday?
Oh, yeah.
That's the one, because there's a lot of people that have asked for that. I think it's perfect. Something that Perth needs.
I'm sure you can create an app that just spams that or something for you.
Maybe some bots.
Yeah.
But it's something I like. It's something I have a passion for. And I'm getting a bit older, and I can't do nightclubs and bars. So
it's a good way to it's a good way to get out of enjoy a passion that you have with music and that, but also speak to the masses and.
Because I'm a massive believer in mental health, especially in construction, which you probably talk about on a podcast at some point.
We probably should do,
and especially males.
Yeah.
Building construction industries, you get a lot of stick on some sites, and you can
it's hardcore.
And sometimes you need a release. Mine used to be soccer, like football.
Yeah.
I'm too old for that now, so it's always been music. So you need to, how do you as a business owner go from 100 mile an hour on the go all the time to how do I stop this and not think about work?
Well, I agree with you. I write and I do music as well, and I call it changing channels. Yeah. So I'm driving home, thinking about work, because being a business owner, you could 24/7 you could work. I mean, I went to bed last night at 2 a.m. and I got up this morning at 4:30 a.m. to work because I just got so much on my plate, and you can't do it. So I change channels. So I'll be there going, blah, blah, blah. Now I want to think about this. And I think you're right.
Yeah.
And you can actually, you might not be able to sleep because you're thinking about something, and then all of a sudden you change channels. You can think about something else outside.
Yeah, I mean, some people want to go home and they'll sit down and watch Netflix or do whatever. But I've always focused on, I have to have something that focuses on that. You haven't got a phone with you.
Yeah.
it's off.
Yeah.
You've got headphones on with the music, it's great. So then you're just totally gone and you're in a different zone.
Yeah, painting and DJing goes It's separate, yeah.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, they're both arty.
Yeah.
And the reality is that, I think that's a great idea. And you got people listen to you, that helps,
Exactly, yeah. Well, and it's all about, especially here, is about bringing in new artists, local artists. Was my massive passion. And the future of the music that I like playing is and discovering new people.
Because you've DJed all over the world too, haven't you?
Yeah, from a young age until I was married and kids and stuff.
And then introducing new people to the music.
100%, yeah. And a lot of my music, which is mainly like vocal house.
Yeah.
Because my dad was a massive Motown person.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
So I grew up with that sound, and my mother as well, like into that sound. So my music was always about that. So I play that sort of genre.
Yeah.
Because I figured that women dance first. So if I played music to the women, the men would dance.
It's not about philosophy, mate. It's not about philosophy. That's not about philosophy.
So,
But look, 897 FM, you can say it in your own DJ voice if you want. But look, we ask everybody a question, and this is a really important question we ask everybody, and that is that you've building or renovating your own home, you get a check in the mail for $10,000, but you have to spend it on your own home. Now, it could be anything. What would you spend the $10,000 on your own place?
On my own place would probably be something future-proof.
Okay.
So EV chargers.
EV chargers, yep.
Yeah, I would probably definitely have wallpaper.
Yeah.
In the hallways and things like that, and I would put GPOs in the hallways.
Yep.
So you've always got an access point, a solar, 100%. So an aircon, because I reckon we'll have a scorching summer.
It's only 10 grand, mate. Like, you're a hell of a negotiator.
Yeah. So we've blown that budget straight away.
But pick one. Which one of those? Where would you go
to? I think mine would be an EV charger.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, we say to people, put 3-phase in your home. It's crazy not to. It's about $500 to put it in when you're building new. If you're doing it as a retrofitting, it's about $2,500. So
I've got a 7 kilowatt, but it's single phase.
Yeah.
So without ripping the driveway, putting the 3-phase in, changing your inverter. Speaking to Western Power, it's a lot more money. So if you can do that from the beginning, yeah.
There's these little things you don't think about until after.
Well, we're surrounded by sun.
Yeah.
Even as we come into spring, well, I know it's been raining and stuff, but we've still got a lot of natural light here.
Yeah.
So really, you would want to use that free power.
Absolutely. And then energy efficiency, it's everything, And then obviously everyone's going electrical.
Well, I've got a hybrid unit.
You have? Yep.
Yeah, and I'll get 100 Ks from the battery.
Yeah.
So I'll do a lot of site visits around Perth, and I'm like, it's not costing me anything.
Yeah.
By the time I get home, I'm sticking it back in, 4 hours, charged, done.
Yeah,
$20, I think, in fuel I put in a month.
Terrible. Yeah, I have to budget for that though, but that's good. Mark, thank you so much for coming on. You're great. We'll get you on again. There's so much we can talk to you about, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
If anyone is listening to this, please leave a review. If you think we're doing a good job, we'd love to hear more about it. If you've got any comments that you want us to say or any more topics next time we get Mark on, please leave them and we'll listen to them and we'll do our best to address them. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Pleasure.